welcome to the TAS Morning Show. Well, fun fact, the word scuba is an acronym for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, which means scuba is a breathing device that's used by the divers to breathe underwater. And well, today on our show we have Assad Al-Hassni, who is a licensed scuba diver in Oman and has done quite a few dives in Oman and around the world. So let's talk with him and find out more about scuba diving. Welcome to the show, Assad.
Thank you very much, Flora. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you so much.
And it's my pleasure to help the others out, telling them about the scuba diving.
Yes, it's going to be a great chat today. Yes, so well, I actually heard that you recently did a diving in the Maniat Island, right?
That's right.
So how was the dive? Could you please let us know how was your experience in the dive? Yeah.
The dive that day, it was amazing because I done this last dive. It was like 3 weeks ago or something. And I did it with Discover Scuba Divers. And it was amazing. They enjoyed it. We saw a lot of creatures. We saw stingray, cuttlefish, if you know the cuttlefish.
Yes.
We saw some turtles also. So yeah, it was amazing. The visibility was good. And as you know, the summer, of course, the water temperature was amazing, like 28.
Oh yeah, so it's the best time to be underwater.
It's amazing.
Correct.
There is no better place than being underwater nowadays, yeah.
Okay, so this is a very general question. I believe a lot of people are there who don't know how to swim. So is it okay for non-swimmers to swim? I mean, non-swimmers to also do underwater diving?
Yes, because it's preferably to know how to swim.
Okay.
But for non-swimmers who have an experience that's called Discover Scuba Diving, which I have just done like 3 weeks ago with 2 customers that were with me. So they came and they did Discover Scuba Diving, and this one is suitable for non-swimmers and for swimmers.
So a lot of non-swimmers can also go for underwater scuba diving, yeah?
I did a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I took a lot.
How do you get certified for being a scuba diver? And is it possible to even go for dives without the certification?
No. You cannot go without a certification for an actual dive, as I have just mentioned. If you are not certified diver, you cannot go dive like scuba diving, like fun scuba dives, with a dive master or with a diving instructor, with the certified divers, because they are not certified.
Yes.
So the process is to learn how to scuba dive are not that huge. It's not big deal.
Okay. Could you let us know?
Yeah. Of course, yeah. So the first step is you need to contact the dive center or a diving instructor that is certified with any organization.
Correct.
In Oman, we have a few organizations that diving instructors works under. For example, myself, I'm a PADI diving instructor, so which is a professional association of diving instructors.
Correct.
And then there are some diving instructors who works with SSI organization, works with NAWI organization, works with RED organization, and that are the 4 common organizations that in Oman, yes. But of course, PADI is the oldest out of them all, which is I'm working under this organization myself.
Yes.
So you contact your diving instructor, and then the diving instructor would ask you, of course, now we are doing certification, not Discover Scuba Diving.
Right.
So for certification, you need to know how to swim.
Okay.
And you need to also know how to float. Right? Because there are some exercises that we are going to do with you.
Right.
At the swimming pool and in the ocean also, which is floating and swimming.
Right. So in order for a person to get the certification, they need to...
the person doesn't need to be like the best swimmer in the world. No, I mean the person, if he can be able to swim in worst cases, for example, like 15, 20 meters or 50 meters, doesn't have to be like, there is no speed limit on it.
Correct.
We don't ask you to swim like crazy, like really fast or something like that.
Right. Okay, so that's great.
Right.
So I actually have glasses. I do wear specs. So there are a lot of people, I believe, in the world who also have specs, right?
Right.
So what happens when a person has specs and they want to, learn scuba diving? Yeah, correct.
See, there's one really good thing about the dive mask that we use as a divers.
Yeah.
It makes things actually bigger.
Oh, okay.
And scientifically, things are 25 times bigger underwater than at the surface. So if the animal is this size, right? If the animal is this size underwater, you would see this size with your sunglasses. I swear to Lord, it's fact.
Yeah.
So you go, for example, you come out of the water because our eyes get used to it already, so we know the actual size. So because we know in our mind it's 25 times bigger,
yes.
so therefore we see the actual size of the fish.
Okay.
But new divers, when they come, they go like, oh, Assad, I have seen cuttlefish and it was this size. I go like, all right.
Right.
Yeah, it was that size, but no, in the actual it was like this size. Solution is for those ones who would prefer something, you know, that they are comfortable with.
Yeah.
So they can go to a few stores here, to glasses stores here in Muscat, and they can ask for contact lens.
Yes.
That they can use for underwater also. I mean, according to your
eyesight.
Yeah, to your eyesight. Yeah.
All right. So when we are out in the ocean for a dive, how long does one dive last? And if suppose the oxygen cylinder or the air cylinder, the air cylinder, you know, gets reduced and it becomes less, or there's no air in the cylinder, what happens then? Yeah, when you're out of air, so what happens then?
All good will happen. Okay. Because there is nothing bad could happen for you. Why? Because most of the organizations that I have mentioned, I mentioned only 4.
Yes, yes.
All right, those 4 organizations that works in Oman.
Yeah.
We have the same kind of standard or kind of law.
Okay.
All right, and it's very, very mandatory to have an alternative air source that is identified by yellow color.
Okay.
In like each diver, if we are diving, for example, 4 people. Yes. We are diving with you know, we are breathing the air through a regulator. Yes, all right, that is regulates the air from the cylinder to the regulator, and then the regulator, of course, it gives you air in demand. Correct. So whenever there is air, you would be able to breathe. But if for any cases that you run out of air, we have a sign. All right, and it says this one means I'm out of air. Then your dive buddy, of course, scuba diving, one very important rule. That you are not allowed to dive solo unless you are solo diver certified. Otherwise, recreational dive planners, we don't do solo. Majority, we don't do solo. Correct. All right, you are required to dive with the buddy. Right. Why you dive with the buddy? For those type of situations. Yeah. So if your dive buddy runs out of air, then you have your alternative air source. Right. And to avoid out of air situations, personally. In the last 20 years, out of those 20 years, I have been diving instructor since 2011.
That's a long time.
All right, and I have seen a real situation only once in my life, out of air.
It's a very rare thing.
Very, very rare. I mean, it doesn't happen like very, very often. But most of the cases that happens out of air situations, it's our fault. Either we dive alone or we never check our air gauge. Yeah, so we as a dive professionals, when we guide certified divers or when we tell our students, we teach them on the boat what is this sign. Right. All right? And then we ask them to look at their air. How do we ask our divers underwater to look? Yeah. So we swim 5 minutes and then we go like, how much air you have? Right.
So then they say how much air.
And then they say how much air they have. They have like 100 bar or 50 bar.
So 100 this is 100 and
this is 100, which is a half tank. So the tank we dive with is about 200 bar.
200
that
bars.
we fill. I mean, we fill it a little bit more, like 210. Right. But then 100 bar is about half tank. Right. All right. And then this one is for 50 bar. Right. So where the 50 bar is written on your pressure gauge, there is something that's called a caution zone. Oh, okay. All right, and it's identified by red color. Right. So whenever you get up like your tank is down to 50 bar, it is the time to go up. All right, whether you need a safety stop or something. You should be prepared. Right. Right. So, but back to your questions, what should the diver do if they run out of air? Yeah. So this is what they do. They do this sign. Right. All right, and then the person, the dive buddy or the diving instructor or whoever sees the other person first, goes straight to the person and then start using the alternative air source. Right. Hold hands like that, which called the Roman handshake. Okay. And then looking up, of course, before that you ask your buddy, is he okay? Is he breathing okay? Right. Right. If he's breathing okay, great. Great. If he is not breathing okay, there is also another
thing that you can do.
Yes, you can manage, which is like two rescue breathing, like each other.
You share
but
the
for this one for more advanced. But mostly your alternative air source cannot break.
Nice. And
because you already have checked it.
Yeah.
You already have checked it.
So that's great. So what other fun aquatic animals have you seen in Oman?
A lot.
Please name a few, yeah?
Where should I start?
Anywhere, yes.
We have a lot of species.
Okay.
But what fascinated me the most, mola mola, the fish. It's called sunfish.
Okay, sunfish.
Some they call it sunfish, and some they call it mola mola. And there are some other titles, I think, for it.
Okay.
Right, and this fish is one of the biggest unborn fish.
Oh. Okay.
All right, so this is one of the biggest ones.
Okay.
That is very fascinating. I saw it down at Dimaniat's Island.
Ah, recently? Is it in the recent trip?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
It was back in 2017 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Mori eels, of course, I love Mori eels. And Mori eels, we just have them everywhere.
Okay.
Mori eels, I don't know if you know them, but you should look.
Yeah, I'll look them up.
Look them up.
Yeah. That's awesome. We had a great chat today, yeah?
It's amazing.
Now, since we've got to know so much about diving, and I believe a lot of our viewers will be now interested in, going for dives and maybe getting certified.
Absolutely.
It was great, good insights. Now it's time for the rapid fire round.
Let's do it.
Okay? So I hope you're ready. Let's lighten the mood a little. Yeah? All right. So now let's begin with the rapid fire round.
All right.
Which is your favorite aquatic animal?
Rays. Mabula ray.
Oh, okay.
That's the logo of our company.
Okay, Mabula
I love those animals.
Okay, perfect.
Super fascinating animals.
Perfect. Best destination in the world to dive?
For me, it's a dream to go to the Galapagos Island.
Wow.
To dive with the group of hammerhead sharks.
Okay.
So I would say that is the best. But in the actual the best location for diving around the world, there is a lot.
Good. All right. So what motivates you the most, like to dive or maybe in life in general?
Challenges.
Okay.
What motivates me in life? Challenges, that's for sure. But on diving, the more I see that people are happy with the diving, that is huge motivation for me.
Yeah.
So students mostly, they give me a motivation, especially the tough ones.
Lovely.
I don't call them tough ones, but
the tough
they give
ones,
they give me motivation.
Lovely. Who was the most influential person in your life to maybe motivate you? Influential person who has made a mark in your life?
A lot of people actually.
Okay.
One of them is on diving, you mean?
In general, it could be.
In general, there's a lot. All right, so for diving inspiration, was my diving instructor who taught me dive master.
Okay.
His name is Nick Muller.
Okay.
He's from Australia, amazing dude.
Lovely.
So he's my role model. He's the best.
Lovely.
Seriously, he's the best.
Okay. Last but not the least, what's that one thing on your bucket list that you want to achieve this year?
Oh man. It's the tough one, the toughest.
Right.
That to make the company grow.
Okay.
And try to introduce as many as people to scuba diving this year, inshallah.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, we have maybe 6 months more, so yes, definitely.
Yes.
You can get more people on board for sure.
100%.
For sure.
Hopefully we will start soon, August.
Yes, when the weather will become a little better
yes.
again. Yeah. Oh, great. Lovely chatting with you, Assad. Today it was really fabulous having you on the show.
Amazing being here too.
Yes. Thank you so much, Assad. And I hope a lot of people, our viewers, have got a lot of knowledge also out of today's show. Yeah? Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure, and thank you very much for having me here, Flora, once again.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward for the next one.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for watching the morning show. And for more updates like these, please follow the Arabian Stories.